What is up, everybody? This is Zach with Nerd Cave Gaming, and today is our inaugural episode of Roundtables. This show is going to be taking a topic each month, discussing it in depth. That way we get just some time with something.
And if you couldn't tell by our lovely decor of what we're talking about today.
Or the title of the video, or the thumbnail.
Creed 3.
Origins.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Assassin's Creed Origins. I'm joined along with the Nerd Cave crew.
I am Robbie Ross.
I'm Allie.
So,
my introduction's as awkward as possible.
Let's give our cursory glance at the game. What'd y'all think about the game, non-spoilery, and then we'll get somewhat into spoilers.
Absolutely stunning. Loved every bit.
I don't think people know what you're doing. I'm sure they haven't watched Auntie Donna's voice-activated thing.
You need to.
It's amazing. Did an interview with those guys a long time ago. But you liked it.
I loved it. I think it's beautiful. It's a game that I have to get back in. It's on the pecking order that I have listed right now.
It's on my top right now.
I'm waiting to finish it out. Like it was beautiful. It was stunning. I loved the new features that they've added into the game. Mm-hmm. I felt like taking that year off has really helped them figure out what they want to do with this game. And
it was a year.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to say I thought they took an extra year for it.
Yeah, I did.
But I think they gave them a good direction to go with this. I think adding in the new features has helped a lot because honestly, it was.
So you got stagnant.
For a while, it got same stuff, new skin, different era, different weapon. There just wasn't a lot.
Bad story.
There just wasn't a lot changed with it.
As long as you're not talking about Syndicate, I love Syndicate.
That's the one that made me not want to play.
I haven't played Syndicate yet. I actually.
It felt like the same thing. Like I didn't get too far into it.
It had its problems, but I like the characters. Anyway.
I actually liked the Assassin's Creed 3.
I hated that one.
I love 3.
The Revolutionary War one was my favorite.
It was so boring. Anyway.
Connor's amazing.
Connor's
the best. I don't care.
I would rather have that box with that steamer for clothes as my protagonist than Connor again.
That would be really interesting. But also, it was great.
No, Connor was trash. What do you think about Origins?
It was a great step in the right direction for the franchise. Mm-hmm. They did a lot of things right. They brought back multi-saves because you can only have one save to count on the PlayStation. I don't know. Obviously, it's similar.
Yeah, it's exactly the same on Xbox.
So yeah, they brought that back. I was like, thank God. Great step in the right direction.
We all played on PlayStation, right?
Well, I played. Did you play on?
I have it for both, but
okay. I was just wondering.
I'm playing it on Xbox.
You played it on Xbox, okay? I'm curious if it plays any different. I doubt it does, but
if it
excuse me, guys.
That Mexican code.
Oh Lord!
But I've played it and I've watched your streams and everything. Mm-hmm. If there is any difference, it is minute. It's you can't even notice.
I've enjoyed the game a lot. I think, like you said, the things that they've added have done really well. The story has seemed to be crafted very, very good. Mexico,
drink water next time.
I know, but it's like it's going to be my staple. I'm going to have one for every show, unless I don't have money. It flowed very well. I loved all the things that they added. You should play it if you haven't played it.
Exactly.
You're missing out. And if you stop playing Assassin's Creed because they weren't innovating, this is the one to jump back in on.
Another thing is sure, some of the main day story stuff is kind of like, wait, what? I have a funny thing about that. I won't get into it on this podcast. But it really is a good starting game if you've never played an Assassin's Creed game before. It's it's a really great way to get into it. And you're and then you can go back and experience the others or just read about it.
Because you're not really this is Origin, so you're not having to understand what the Apple and all that stuff is.
Yeah, because you learn about that in this game.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that's really cool that they're just kind of they've had all of these games. They kind of made it where it was like you've had to play, especially like anything with Ezio. Like if you didn't play 2 and you jumped in later on, like it was convoluted. I know you jumped in at Bloodlines or Revelations.
No, the first one I played was Revelations. I had seen the other games, but the
Okay.
first one I personally played was Revelations.
Okay, so me and Robbie jumped in number 1. Whew, Lord, it was bad.
Oh boy!
Like it was cool. It had cool concepts, but it was
I'll
bad.
never beat it.
Yeah, your glitch.
I would not go through that game again. I
Yeah.
couldn't.
Well, the eavesdropping, like, anyway, back to Origins. They fixed all the issues that have been plaguing, not all of them. There's still some in there.
Sure. Well, it's Ubisoft. It's expected.
Again, if you have not played the game, you should play it. If you have played the game, let us know what you think in the comments below. Now we're jumping out of spoiler-free territory. I'm hoping that Allie won't actually do this, but it sounds like she's going to.
I
She's going to
I
ruin
won't
everything.
talk about all the stuff, but there's
Let her rip, Tater Chip. We've had time.
you had time.
I hadn't had time.
Zach.
I've been busy, man. I had to redesign a studio.
All right,
Zach has to learn. We all have to learn.
If it gets to the point where I'm like, no, I need to say it, I'll say it. But so like, because you find out at the end, like at the very end of the, because like it doesn't happen, like it literally happens at the very end of the game. Like credits are about to roll is when they form the Brotherhood. Is when they form these like the assassins.
The Creed.
The Creed, yes.
Assassin's Creed. Watch
and
Auntie Donna.
honestly, like again, spoilers. You've had your time.
We have.
You're just jumping
It's
to it.
really, oh my gosh, it's Aya, yes. Sorry, I'm getting so many people's names mixed up.
I don't remember any of this. I'm like good to remember by it.
Jackal.
Yeah.
It's a jackal.
Yeah, Aya, his wife. She's kind of really the one who jumpstarts it. She's really the one who's like, we're doing this, we're making this great. So she's kind of the one who forms it. And I won't say where it came from, but you find out where they get the symbol from. And it's like, I saw it and I like, it was incredible. Like you don't expect it the entire time. It's this little bitty detail throughout the game, and then they drop like they dropped the truth bomb. It's like bam, and then you see where they got the symbol from, and you're like, I bet you figured it out.
Yep,
and you
I just
had
did.
time.
I just did.
Yes, you did. But yeah, like I saw that and I was
Since Zach,
screaming.
since he's already spoiled Zach, I need to know.
Okay. It's his son's necklace. Like his son had a little necklace that had a little
Yeah.
skull on it. At the end of the game, he like, because they're moving on. They've gotten rid of everybody, and so he's getting rid of the necklace because he's like, I gotta let this go. So he drops it, and then I think it's actually Aya picks it up, and she sees that the skull left the imprint of the symbol in the sand.
Did you get to that part?
No, it's the very end of the game.
Oh.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid it, but you picked it up. So again, you had your time. But I saw that and I was screaming at the top. Like this game meant so much to me. Just
Oh, yeah.
I love this franchise and seeing like
This was your game of the year as well.
yes, it was my game of the year.
Mario still won.
But it's the fact that it was like because like it all started from getting revenge on the death of their son. So it's the fact that like a symbol of him that they'd kept with them became the symbol for the Creed was just it was a huge deal.
Yeah.
Like,
And again, sorry, I was trying to avoid it.
me and Zach,
No, you just came out of the gate on it. You're like, spoilers, here you go.
8
Boom.
minutes in, and we're...
Yeah, 8 minutes.
I wanted to say where they got the symbol from, and then like I said drop, and I was like, they dropped the bomb, but then I was like, oh, yes.
But mine and Zach's going to be way less spoilery, since we haven't got as far.
Yeah.
But, oh, go ahead. I know you...
No. Go ahead.
Like, I just like the new, like, combat style.
Yeah, the combat
that
is
was
so
very nice.
interesting compared to
Because
the
in
old
the
ones.
old ones, like if you were good at parrying, you could take on 50 people and survive. This one, like with if you're fighting 3 people, you could easily get outmatched. Or if you have one of those people who are like the hunters that are coming after you.
Oh, the phylactery or something like that.
Yeah,
The
like,
leakies.
I was like, they're like, hey, so and so is tracking you, and I was like, all right, I'm about to show this fool what's up, and like first time he hit me, like took all my life. I was like, nope. So I just kept running and running. He caught me.
Yeah, anytime I see that symbol pop up on the map, I'm like, good, not going there.
Well,
Not going there.
I like that. Like I got to the point where I was bench. I was like, yeah, let's take them on. because like a lot of the games that if like they have levels in them, but the levels may not mean as much in previous games.
Yeah.
When they try to implement levels and like enemy levels and all this stuff, sometimes you don't. It doesn't come across as well. You don't feel the level difference, but in this game, it's like a level or two difference.
You die.
You feel it.
It is very apparent.
Like you really have to grind. I spent a lot of hours grinding to level up.
And especially like if you're higher level and they're lower level, it's like you breathe on them, but it makes the game so much more challenging because the other games before this one, it's just kind of. It ramps, but you ramp as well with it. Yeah. And it doesn't feel like there's much of a difference throughout the game.
Because you can usually find it's like, even if they're higher level, just sneak around, kill them, you're done. And you can still do that, but it's harder.
Like, there was a mission, I was like 5 or 6, and I was like, the mission that I went into, like, someone was, needed my help, and it was like 9 or 10. I was like, I didn't. At that point, I did not.
You didn't know.
I did not.
I took Allie's suggestion: do all the side missions that are in your level and just keep leveling up.
Yeah.
Well,
the levels mattered. She told me that very early on.
I never got that insider tip. I was like, I'm sure, skill. If you put some skill with it, you'll be able to. So like, first thing I did, I was like, I got my bow and I notched it.
It's like that much.
I hit that guy square in the head, and it was like a critical, and his life didn't even move. And I was like,
he just looks at you like, you done came to the wrong neighborhood, boy.
I was like, okay. And by the time I turned around, like the rest of his little
cronies
are there, and I was, and it didn't.
They wrecked your house. They wrecked your house.
ED did.
Yeah, I learned real quick. You don't mess with that.
Yeah, you don't mess with that. Sorry, I'm not muting y'all. I've got like this serious case of the burps right now. I love the new combat. I love the leveling system. Sinew is such a cool part of the game.
I love it. Like, I was like, this is such a great way to do Eagle Vision. Also, like finding out like that's literally where it came from.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of assume that, but actually seeing how it came about.
Yeah.
And I love that you can unlock a perk where it's like. She'll like come down and like attack enemies for you.
Yeah, and
I've gotten like it really helps with hunting because she'll take them out in like one hit.
That's awesome. I haven't got that perk yet, but Sinew is such an integral part of it, and if you're not using that feature, then you're doing it wrong.
Oh yeah, like, it helps. It helps so much with scavenging and like figuring out where people are, and I don't go into a compound unless I figure out where everybody is. I don't want a fool sneaking up on me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you tag everybody, and then you tag everything. And what's even like when you're, going on the road, which doing like the following the road and all of that takes a long time.
But it's nice because I can get up and like go to the kitchen and get snacks or something.
Like, I understand that part of it, but it's like I could cut through here, and there's not many places like if you play Red Dead Redemption and you're not on the roads, then you slow down. But on here, it's like it doesn't really matter.
Actually, there's times when you actually speed up.
When you're not on the road?
It's very, very long stretches of desert. Like, you'll speed up a little bit.
See, and that's the thing, but you can actually get Sinew while Bayek is like riding, and you can find things, and you can even go ahead because you have the boost mode and all that kind of stuff. I just love that feature. And you brought up the skill tree. This is really the first time that we've gotten a skill tree that like fully fledged
fleshed out.
And you can tailor it to your play style, which is awesome because I know I like to sneak, but sneaking only goes to a certain point, and then you got to kill some fools.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it also, like, you can do all of that, but you have to also increase. I can't remember. There's 3 areas.
It's hunting, stealth. I think it's just called like offensive or like just warrior, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, they have specific names. Like if you want to use your tools that you've had in all the other games, you've got to buy those now. Like you don't get those like automatically. And the berserk where you actually like you're not just going and like you have to get up to somebody and actually stab them.
I really like that. And the flesh decay.
Yes,
it's very useful at times, but there have been a lot of poor NPC animals caught in the crossfires of that.
One thing that I did, because I will try to take people out from afar. I'll try to take as many out from afar as I can before I go in there. The first thing I got is where you can kind of control where
I haven't got that one yet.
The hunter arrow or something like that.
I'm not meaning to reference. I'm meaning to reference a very bad movie, but I curved the bullet. I'm like,
you're that bad of an aim.
No, you'll shoot it. You can't do crazy things, but you can kind of if they're running, you can kind of tailor it towards where they're going. And
I'm sure that would help for moving targets, especially when you're hunting.
Yes,
I'm sure that would be very nice. And this is the first time we've had ranged weapons in the other games.
But they really emphasized it on this.
It's huge
Very
because.
good play.
They've also introduced different types of weapons in the game, which definitely tailors to the kind of play that you like.
Yes.
Referencing the bows, I like the big, heavy bows.
I do the power.
Not the multiple ones, the power bows.
The ones that knock a
ones.
full out.
Yeah.
I usually have that one, and I usually have I call it the machine gun bow.
I hate those.
I have the
Well, I use it
Predator, I think is what it's called.
It's Predator bows.
I use those if I'm being rushed by a lot of people, I can just start.
Oh yeah, no, I love them.
I guess I skipped through the information on when I got the first one of those because I was hunting. It's I was like, "What are you doing? Bang! What are you doing, man?" Because back then it was you only have a certain amount. The boat I wish I don't know if they have this on here. I don't think they do because you have to pretty much go into an enemy camp or whatever or buy ammo for your thing. You don't have a crafting option on this for arrows.
I don't think so. No.
No.
Sure?
Yeah, I'm sure they don't.
I think you can make them out of bones and stuff.
Maybe it's been a while.
I don't think you can, and that's one thing that was awesome about Horizon Zero Dawn is you actually can craft your ammo as long as you had the parts that make them.
Maybe what I'm thinking, I may be getting those mixed
Yeah,
up.
because as long as you had the parts, and I think that would have been a nice thing to have in there.
I agree.
But, it's so readily available. It's not a huge deal.
It's so easy to get ammo, and also the fact that you can pick ammo back up. And you can get it if it hits your shield. So it's kind of you don't really need to craft it.
That's where I get a lot of my bows from, but let me check.
And I like that there are stats and they actually affect what you're doing. If you get a legendary, it'll do certain stats to it or, that sort of deal. And even though you get something that is better quality, doesn't mean that it's actually better. The perks that are on your weapons.
Yeah, the legendary weapons are amazing.
Yeah, and I like that you actually can upgrade them if you go to a blacksmith. You can actually keep increasing them. So all the things that they introduced in that side of things made the whole game much more interesting.
And the whole open world experience it really fit, especially with it being in Egypt, and also the fact that I love that they have the photo mode, so you can take pictures and you can
and you can see others people and you can like them and everything.
Really cool. So it's fun because I just did Anubis and Sekhmet, the god fights back. That was a month ago, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's cool seeing people selfie with Anubis.
Yeah.
It was so that was really cool.
I'm glad that more games are introducing photo modes. The one that I still like the best is Horizon Zero Dawn. It's got so much to it. I've done, I think, one with Assassin's Creed so far. Just wanted to check it out. Now, if you had to say what is the best feature that they added into the game, what would you say it would be?
What would be the best feature?
While you're thinking, I'll go ahead and say mine. I like having the ability to have multiple weapons that I can easily cycle through and have the
instead of having to go into a menu.
But I like having there's so many different ones out there. There's different rarities. There's different things. I love having the power bow and I love having the quick bow that I can shoot a lot in succession. I also like having my spear to keep a bunch of enemies at a distance, and I love having my big giant hammer thing where I just smash a fool in the face. I have very rarely used swords or anything like that. I'm either blunt or a spear.
I'm gonna agree with not your weapon choice. I agree with like the whole like being able to tailor your weapons to your combat style and all that stuff. I always use like either the scimitars. I use like quick swords, and then I'll have like I'll typically have like a more like blunt object. But I was using, I can't remember the guy's name now, but I was using the sword that like it catches people on fire. You get it near the end of the game.
Yeah, I have it's a longer blunt object. It's like almost looks like a huge scepter. Has like a rounded end.
Oh, and like does it have the flesh decay on it?
No, mine has fire on it.
Oh, okay. Mine
and like it. Like I'll get that out and just clear house.
I'd use that as well.
It's intense. So
it's nice, and then I have like some kind of like golden spear thing that you have to like climb on a boat to get.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's about, I don't know how far I'm into the game. It's a good way into the game.
My thing, I'm just like take them out with the arrow if they get that close. That's why like if they get that close, I need to be able to like finish them off very quickly. Yeah. So I always have like a sword or like this like duel. I
haven't done a lot of this where I go out and hunt and everything.
Yeah.
But I like that that is in the game where you can actually increase the amount of arrows, the health that you have, the adrenaline. Like that is such a cool thing because I remember in Assassin's Creed 3 they sort of introduced the scavenging and the hunting that it will increase. I can't remember. It's been so long since I played that one. Yeah, but it was part of the game. Like you go into the woods and you would hunt to get different things. Excuse me. I like that there are different costumes, and you actually can choose like if your helmet is on, if you have a beard.
Yeah, like all the different stuff. I didn't know the beard part at first, and like eventually I saw it, and I was like, oh, yeah, you can choose the hair, the beard, the hood. I think I have him with like. It's like bald, but with a beard.
Yeah, same here. I like the beard. The beard's cool.
I always go beard with my characters. Yeah, you just have to.
And I like that they have different outfits, but the outfits don't really like change your stats.
Which I actually kind of.
I like it as well because then like the gear that you're holding is what is equated to your stats.
So it's like, oh, you unlock this really cool outfit, now you're invincible. It's like, no, you have a cool outfit, you look cool, but surviving is still on you.
So it's like the Destiny side of thing, but you take out all the values that are like checked to that.
Yeah.
With the story, I really... The amount that I've played through the story has been interesting. There's been parts where I kind of got detached. I was like the first guy that you kill in... what's the first city? It's Siwa. Yeah, I didn't even know I killed the guy. Like
I know me either. I like because like they throw you in, and so you're like, wait.
Like I just like walked in, and then like a bunch of people started coming up, and I killed them all. And it's like guts to this cutscene. I was like, what is going on? Is this every time I kill someone?
I can't remember when exactly in the story it takes place. Have either of you gotten to the part with the world eater snake? Or the Soul Eater snake, I can't remember what it's called. The giant snake.
No.
Apophis?
No, I don't remember.
It's the
mythology. Yeah.
But that part was really really cool. Like,
is it main game or is it like?
It's main game.
Okay.
I don't remember when it happens. It's whenever you're going after the. No, not the crocodile. The bull. There's a city that you go to, and it's like pestilence is like the main focus of that.
Oh, that's Memphis.
Memphis. Okay.
Yeah, Tennessee.
Yeah, Memphis, Tennessee.
Walking through Memphis.
I believe it happens sometime around then. I was walking. I don't remember. It's been too long since
I just got to Memphis.
I believe it happens during that.
Like. I'll have to say, like, when I saw the bull, that made me feel weird. I was like, this is, like, seeing, like, the religion and all of that. I was like, it's not, like, on the level of Outlast 2 creepy. Yeah. But I was like, trying to skip. I was like, I'm done. Like, I put my controller down. I don't know. That part was, like, the rest of the game so far has not given me any kind of, like, weird vibes on that. But that right there, I was like, I'm not going to look at this. But yeah, like I like that each of the people that you have to hunt down are associated with some animal that is actually in Egypt.
Yeah,
and they
it has like there typically is some kind of like religious connotation with it because of all the different gods there.
Yeah, and I like that because it works so well with the culture that is Egyptian. So Robbie, favorite part, like of the game so far that you played,
like in story mode, or
just anything. Like what has been like, man, I can't wait to get back and play.
And this goes back to all the games Fallout and everything. I'm really enjoying like the side missions that are in my level range.
Yes.
Yeah.
Being able to do different things for the people in the city, and I also like the. Not events, but like the objectives the weekly objectives that they throw in.
Yeah.
Like you got to kill, a few hippos or something like that. Those have been really fun, and they help you like gain experience as long as you don't get destroyed by the hippopotamuses like I did. So those are hippopotamus. Dang you! Give me the hard ones. But like seeing those and the side missions and everything like that, there's such a like an integral part of the game now. Like in most games, like Skyrim and Fallout, there's some people who are like,
you can
I'm going straight there. And this one,
you have to do some side missions. Yeah, there was, speaking of side mission, there was one. It was in what's the Scorpion city? It was the one in the sand.
Westeros.
I don't.
It's the one in the sand. I can't remember. There's a guy that has his cart stolen, and you have to. It starts out with you find his cart.
Oh yes, I know you're talking about.
And you go out and you see the cart there, and you're like, something's off here. So you get sinew. You fly around and you see that there's all these guys waiting for somebody to come get the cart, and there's also 2 lions with them, and you're like, what? Okay. So that was very interesting. And once you got that, it wasn't done yet. There was symbols that were in the houses in that city. I just love that there was multiple parts to the side missions.
Yeah.
And there's one, I can't remember it. I'm bad on the memories and the names. There's so many names, so many games I'm playing as well.
Yeah.
But it's like the cult that is like killing people. Have you seen that? The cult that's like taking people underground and like trying to like kill them and like.
Yes, I did that mission.
Though that is really cool, and you have to like find them and all of that. It's very interesting.
I haven't gotten that far yet.
So that because whenever I played it, is it the one where it's like you find the scenes around the world or whatever?
Yes.
So I don't know. Were you able to find multiple scenes?
I found one so far. Two so far.
Okay, yeah. So there's a glitch in the thing. I don't know if they ever fixed it. Whenever I played it, that you cannot find the the last. There's like 4.
Yeah, I think there's 4.
You can't find like the last 2. Whenever I played it, there was a glitch. It's like because you're supposed to be able to you're supposed to be able to figure it out.
Like piece it together from one to another.
There was like a glitch where like you couldn't do it. So like in order to beat it, you just had to go straight to the. Because I was looking up like where is it, and people are like, yeah, no, you just have to go straight to the end of it.
That's weird.
So I don't know if they fixed it since I played it because this was back when it first came out.
So what's your favorite part of the game?
Well, I talked about it earlier. The reveal of the creation of the assassins. Again, I know I said like that, but I was trying to avoid like where they got the symbol from.
Yeah.
So I apologize. But still.
So good.
But also the main story thing, like the present day story. I'm really excited to see where they're gonna go in the next game, because Lydia's a very fascinating character, especially if you take the time to like read all her emails and like all the letters and stuff. Because it's a standard thing of like
once it goes out of back into the real world, I'm like,
I learned my lesson of reading anything from Skyrim because there's so many freaking books in Skyrim.
Luckily, there's not as much stuff.
It broke me.
Yeah.
It broke me. Where's Hell of a Man?
There's not as it's very minimal stuff. There's a lot of like little bitty things, but
it's lore building though.
Yes, it's lore building, and like you learn more about Lydia and her story. The only thing that not the only thing. One of the things that really bothered me is that at the end of Syndicate, you see, I believe it's I believe
Desmond's back.
I'm pretty sure it's Sean gets shot at the end of.
Thanks for ruining the game I'll never play.
Yeah, so whatever. But yeah, so it's
Did he die?
No. Well, you
I
assume
hated
that.
Sean.
No, I love Sean.
Like the first game, Sean was a jerk.
Oh no, Sean's like a total d-bag at first, but he turns around. But yeah, so like it's Rebecca and Sean, and like they're getting ambushed. That's the word. And so like you're like, oh, did they make it? And like they never addressed it. I mean, like understandably, because like Lydia had like no knowledge about all that stuff.
So is Lydia part of Abstergo?
Yes, and like she was a technician. Like she's incredibly brilliant, and she was working on some of the Animus stuff. And so
Got a portable Animus.
Yeah. So she was like, no, this is how this is gonna work. This is how this is gonna work. And so like she's kind of like operating outside of what she should be doing. And then once she starts seeing stuff about, because like she finds Bayek's mummy, which is how she's able to, get the DNA and everything.
all
stuff. And so, once she starts realizing, more truths about different stuff, and also the stuff that they brought in with the precursors was really cool. She kind of starts, as the more and more she operates outside of what she should be doing, then, Abstergo's like, hey, what's up? We're gonna kill you. And she's like, no. But it's like, it's one of those, like, as she's like playing as Bayek more and more, she actually, or she's living as Bayek, I guess, like she's able to like kind of take those skills of being an assassin.
Yeah, it's just like Desmond.
Yeah, it's just like Desmond. And so like there's a really cool scene. I don't remember when it happens, but it's like she's trying to defend herself and all that fun stuff. But they bring back a character that I won't say who at the end of it, who you haven't seen for a few games, and they're like, hey, yes, it's Desmond. If they brought Desmond back, I would cry, and then I would sue Ubisoft for making me go through that.
It's all but a lie.
It's all but a lie. He was actually alive. So
doesn't the blonde girl shoot him?
No, he like sacrifices himself to save the world. He kills her.
Oh yeah, he shoots her. I forgot about that.
He stabs her.
Yeah, something like that.
It's very sad.
I was just like, they're gonna be together.
I don't know, because I never got to finish it.
No, this was like in
the end of
Revelations or something.
No, it's the end of Brotherhood.
I didn't play
Revelations picks up
Brotherhood.
right afterwards.
I never played Brotherhood.
Brotherhood's like one of the coolest because like you got like all the cool like Colin and the assassins. Like you didn't really have to play the game. Like you just waited and like you built up your assassins and everything. And like if there was a bunch of people, you just like. And like there was like it was like 50 assassins just like dude.
Yeah, so this character comes up and he's like, hey, what's up? We're gonna recruit you to be an assassin. She's like, I don't really want that. And he's like, you know you do. And she's like, yeah, you right. That's not exactly how it goes down. But so they're gonna go to Cairo in the next game.
Okay.
So I'm excited to see all that. But there's a part with like I know we gotta wrap up, but there's a part with the precursors and they're like breaking the fourth wall. Okay, sorry.
No, it's all good. I could just imagine like you're like a guard and you just hear and then like people start warning if you hear run.
I just had,
like Ezio doesn't like suddenly like a hand gesture or whatever.
He like invents like the megaphone.
So if you haven't played the game, definitely check it out. It is probably one of the best Assassin's Creed games.
I would agree.
Go play it. It is going to be awesome. The next Assassin's Creed the game comes out is actually they're re-putting out Rogue. Assassin's Creed Rogue, which came out on the 360. They're putting it on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and PC.
Rogue could have been on PS4 as well because it came out the same time as Unity.
No, it came out the same time as Black Flag. Yep. It's where you were a assassin, then you changed Templar. It came out on the 360 and PlayStation 3.
Really?
Yep.
I thought it came out at the same time as Rogue.
Yep. So that'll be coming out soon, guys. Let us know what you think about
Assassin's Creed
I think they need to do with
Origins. I got your back, dog.
got my back. Let us know down in the comments below. If you want to get this early, like all of the cool people over on patreon.com/nerdcave, you just toss us $1 and you get to make Robbie. Holla! This has been Zach.
It's a sweet one. the Dr. Pepper commercials, the little guy. That's what I think of every time I holler, so I had to do it. I'm sorry.
Okay. This has been Zach.
Robbie.
And Allie.
What is up, everybody? This is Zach with Nerd Cave Gaming.
Wow.
Let's try that one again.
You better leave that in there.
That'll be like
That's a blooper.
That'll be a blooper.
That's like dragon breath.
It's the Mexican Coke, man. Like, it's smooth, but the burps are epic.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing. Just, what's up, everybody? I'm Zach.